Hey folks, as you can see, it's a slightly different view this evening. Usually I'm sitting over there in that lovely chair over there. Tonight, I'm working from a desk to make my life a little bit easier. We'll see if it helps. So welcome everybody to the Wise Owls pub quiz tonight here with me, Paige, and the Lethbridge Public Library, and possibly also the Owl Acoustic Lounge if that is where you are taking part, or if you have phoned in an order and gotten some of their delicious food. There is a link in the live chat to the form that you will need tonight for submitting all of your answers. And just going to do a little typing here and get some things set up for this evening. For those of you who have joined us before, welcome back. For those of you who have never played the Wise Owls pub quiz online, welcome. It's a little bit like a regular pub quiz and a little bit like our weekly mini trivias, which we do over on Instagram at 9 o'clock on Thursday nights. And hopefully you guys will all have fun. So again, I'm just trying to do some tech things in the background here, and I'm going to give it a few minutes and we'll see if other folks will join us tonight. There is a limit of 4 people per team, so if you can, stick to that, that would be lovely. Also, the other rule is don't cheat. Please don't look up the answers, that's just lame. And the goal of Wise Owls pub quiz and just, life in general, don't be lame. All right, so just sending myself some files so I'm not running everything off of one screen, because if there's one thing I think we've all learned from working at home is multiple screens better than one screen. Okay. Hope everybody is having a good week. The snow was a little unexpected, I guess, but it gives that lovely powdered sugar look to everything. I guess that's the bright side. Yeah. And, knowing Lethbridge is going to be gone pretty soon. So, that'll be easier. All right. Just got to do one more quick file transfer here, and then I think we'll be good to go this evening. So again, if you've just joined us, there's a link in the live chat on the side of the trivia here, on the bottom of the trivia. I'm not sure where it shows for you. That'll give you the Google form that you will need for submitting answers. You can have 4 people to a team, and don't look up answers because that's lame. Apart from that, come up with a cool team name. That's kind of an unstated but important rule of any pub quiz, is come up with an important team name. All right. It's a multiple device evening, and that can make things a little tricksy. Plus, as everybody knows, anytime you're trying to do anything important with the technology, be it laptop, iPad, whatever, that's when it's going to ask you to do an update. And, nobody wants that. Updates are supposed to happen at like 4 in the morning when they're not, going to annoy you. Not in the middle of the start of pub quiz. Let's see if this works. All right, perfect. Okay, now I can go full screen and life will be great. All right, perfect. Okay, so yes, communicate with your team how you wish, be it FaceTime or Zoom or text. If you happen to live across the street from your teammates, I suppose you can yell back and forth. That could be a thing, or next door, yell back and forth between your front porches. That could become a whole Lethbridge trivia tradition, yelling of the answers. But don't yell if you live next door to somebody else, a different team who's playing, because normally in pub quiz, when I am up on stage and people are, hanging around at tables, the first rule is don't yell out the answers. So yes, if you're playing with your neighbors or if you're playing against your neighbors and, you don't want them to know the answers, don't yell them back and forth. That's the way that rolls. Okay, Cool, cool, cool. If you folks are ready, I am ready. I don't want to say finally ready, but kind of finally ready. And I have some questions for you tonight. So get that Google form up, get your name, team name in. If you are a Lethbridge person and you have a Lethbridge Public Library barcode, throw that in. It just basically, I know in the form it says for prizes. I'm not doing prizes this month just because it's tricky to get them to people at this point, and I, want to make lives easier. However, one thing I will put in your brains, because I will be asking for this next month, December, whatever the third Thursday of December is. If you have been playing over this year, we had 2 live pub quizzes this year in 2020 at the Owl Acoustic Lounge, one in January, one in February. Then we have had August, September, October, November. We will have December as well. So 7 months total of library trivia this year. Start racking your brain. Think of what your team names have been. If you have had a somewhat consistent team member base over the year, start kind of thinking of what all those team names were that you were playing under, because next month I'm going to ask you to give me those names so I can do some tabulation, because if you have been to the Owl Acoustic Lounge in downtown Lethbridge, you may have seen the Wise Owls Pub Quiz, very shiny plaque. So the Wise Owls Pub Quiz has been going since the fall of 2012, a while now. There have been many, many winners, and the winners of each season, so usually that's kind of spring, summer, and winter, the winners of each of those seasons get their team name on the plaque. This year, because it is the year that it is, and we have only had 7 in total, I'm going to do top trivia champion of the year. So that is why I'm asking you to start thinking of all your various team names that have been used over the year. And you can let me know those. Thank you, Kyle, for letting me know the date. It will be the 17th. The 17th of December, I will be back here asking you questions, but also asking you for compilation of your team names. Because at that point, I will figure out an ultimate year champion, and that team's name will go on the plaque. So that is kind of the preamble. Hopefully all of you are here and ready to play, because we're going to start, as we always do, with the month in which we find ourselves, that being this month, the month of November. So I'm going to try to use a drawer as an iPad prop. We'll see how that works. Oh, it works pretty well. Excellent, excellent. Danish teak desk situation for the win. All right, so November question number 1. Season 4 of The Crown was just released on Netflix. Don't know if you guys are watching. Not my thing. Haven't been watching, but hopefully some of you have, because I would like to know which royal is being portrayed by actor Emma Corrin on this new season of The Crown. So, which royal family member is being portrayed by actor Emma Corrin on this new season, season 4 of The Crown? And if you have any problems with audio or tech, or would like me to repeat something at the end of a section, do please let me know via the chat. That is kind of the only way we can communicate with each other while I'm sitting here at home and you are sitting wherever you may be. November question number 2 now. In other royal news, Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip are celebrating which wedding anniversary tomorrow? Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip are celebrating a certain numbered wedding anniversary tomorrow, Friday. Which number? How many years have they been married? Everybody's favorite questions, the royalty questions. I know. All right, on to question 3 for November. Verizon Media has announced that it is selling off HuffPost, the HuffPo, HuffPost News website to which other media company? Verizon Media is selling HuffPo, or the HuffPost News website, off to which other media company? So it's not all royals. Sometimes there's technology questions or business questions as well. Though I do like to taunt you with royalty questions. It is, it's a long-standing tradition from the fall of 2012 until now. Question number 4 for this month of November. In selfie technology news, something I'm sure we're all very concerned with. In selfie technology news, students from which Canadian university have come up with a smartphone camera zoom lens that maintains picture quality? So students at a Canadian university have come up with a special zoom lens for camera phones that will let you zoom in without distorting your picture quality. Which university are those students from? Just responding to a late showing to me Facebook question from Steve at the Owl. Can somebody at the Owl, if you are playing from the Owl, let me know in the live chat if you guys are signed in? Because he asked me an hour ago if trivia was still a go, and I'm hoping that everybody at the Owl is signed in. I feel like I would have heard from somebody if not. But just in case, please do let me know. Cool. Okay, we are good. All right. I have heard from the Owl. The Owl is online. It would be a weird Wise Owls pub quiz if there was no Owl. Then it would just be, extended mini trivia, I guess, at that point. Excellent. All right. Okay, cool. Again, if there are any tricksy things happening technology-wise, please let me know, and I will attempt to troubleshoot at a distance when we all know how successful that usually is. Question number 5. Number 5 for the November category. In a soon-to-be-released music video, actor Michael J. Fox warns which time-traveling rapper not to land in 2020 with his rocket sleigh? Complicated question, I know. In a soon-to-be-released music video, Canadian actor Michael J. Fox warns which time-traveling rapper not to land in 2020. 2020 is no good. And it's a holiday movie, so the traveler is in a rocket sleigh. Just to complicate that even more. Or, give you more of an imaginary wonderland to put together. All right. Do I need to repeat any of those November questions? Did anybody miss any of those? Kind of looking at you, Owl folks, just in case. If you would like to hear any of the first category questions, the November questions repeated, please just let me know via the live chat. All right, repeats would be nice. Okay, we will quickly go through the entire November category because it is the first one, and I know sometimes people are still coming and going. So question number 1, season 4 of The Crown was just released on Netflix. Which royal is being portrayed by actor Emma Corrin? Question number 2, Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip are celebrating their wedding anniversary tomorrow. Which wedding anniversary? Which number? Number 3, Verizon Media has announced that it is selling HuffPost News to which other media company? Number 4, students from which Canadian university have developed a much better smartphone camera zoom lens that maintains picture quality? And number 5, in a soon to be released music video, actor Michael J. Fox stars as someone who warns this time traveling rapper not to land in 2020 with his rocket sleigh. And Kyle, thank you for the feedback about more timing. Yes, I can definitely give you more time between questions. When I'm sitting at home, obviously I'm judging time a little differently than when I'm in the pub doing pre-COVID pub quiz. So I do have a harder time knowing when to bop over to the next question. So if I am going too fast, let me know. I will slow down. I will make more gaps. I can do more repeats. But yes, thank you for letting me know. Again, just, sitting here with, some supervillains, hanging out, doing my thing, asking some questions. Awesome. Excellent. And shout out to Kyle, who is another Lethbridge person doing, not trivia, but sharing trivia information when he does the lovely Andrew Hilton wine, beer, etc. tastings. So check those out. Other quality local video content. Good times all around. Other local news, which is kind of fun, because why not share? Libraries are about connecting, so I'm going to connect you to some information. The SAG's big fundraising auction is tomorrow night, Friday night, I believe, or Saturday night. It's Friday or Saturday night. Check out their website for more information. But they have some really cool local art up for auction, and it's all online. So, instead of having to get all fancied up like you usually do for the SAG auction, Kyle is telling me it is on Saturday. So instead of getting all fancied up for the SAG auction on Saturday, you can, attend from the comfort of your homes, still either all dressed up or in, as a British YA novel once called them, your jogger bums, your sweatpants. But jogger bums is cuter. So let's make that happen. All right. So from November, we're going to go on to the next category. And normally in the monthly sort of categories, I do birthdays, I do, death days, I guess we call them, and things like that. And of course, the big one this month was the passing of Alex Trebek, which, as trivia people, I'm sure we all, felt and took a moment and whatnot. So what I have done this month to mark the long-standing career of Mr. Alex Trebek on Jeopardy is stolen questions from the long-running, many, many seasons of Jeopardy. So the next categories are all Jeopardy questions. However, please do not answer in the form of the question, because what the form does is it populates your answers to a spreadsheet, and I then hand mark, or I'm the one who has to mark all of your answers. And if you put them in the form of a question, it will be very difficult. And this is going to last late into the evening. And while some of us might want that, others might not. And so please, do your what is, who is, etceteras in your brains or out loud with your team, but do just put the actual answer words in the form so as not to drive me up the wall. Otherwise, I'll be, off screen marking the spreadsheet and, twitching/complaining. Okay, so Jeopardy style questions and categories for the remainder of the evening in celebration of Alex Trebek. We're starting with a category from July 2008. It is a category on gems and jewels. So per Jeopardy, they're going to go from easiest or lowest value questions all the way up to the higher value, possibly trickier questions. So let us start gems and jewels. switch pages. Don't switch pages. Okay. Gems and jewels question number 1. Ring in if you know that this gem is the hardest substance found in nature. Ring in if you know that this gem is the hardest substance found in nature. Alrighty, on to question number 2. This gem is most prized when its color is pigeon's blood red. This gem is most prized when its color is pigeon blood red. Which is a, delightful name for a color, and somehow I don't think Crayola has jumped on that bandwagon yet. Just coloring along. Oh, what color are you using? Oh, it's just, pigeon's blood red. No worries, no worries. Nothing creepy about that at all. Question number 3 in the gems and jewels category. Folklore affirms that spheres made from this precious stone, ojo de tigre, help in attaining business success. Folklore affirms that spheres made from this stone, ojo de tigre, help in attaining business success. And they're also pretty to look at. All right, number 4 in the gems and jewels category. I believe this was a first round Jeopardy category. Number 4, this 2-word gemstone was once ground to produce ultramarine, a deep blue paint pigment. So this 2-word gemstone was once ground to produce ultramarine, a deep blue paint pigment. And again, a reminder that while these are Jeopardy questions, please do not answer in Jeopardy form of a question. Or sorry, while they are Jeopardy answers, please do not answer in the form of a question, Jeopardy style, because I will have a bit of a meltdown trying to figure out the spreadsheet if you do. All right, and number 5 in the gems and jewels category. Citrine, a translucent yellow quartz, is often sold as this gem. Citrine, a translucent yellow quartz, is often sold as this gem. Alrighty, was the pacing any better on that category? And would you like to have any of those questions repeated? It's not like Jeopardy where you only get to hear it once. It's not as speedy as Jeopardy. It's more like playing Jeopardy, at home with your TV. All right, a repeat for number 3 requested. So number 3, folklore affirms that Spheres made from this precious stone, ojo de tigre, help in attaining business success? All right, repeats of 3 till 5. So that was number 3. Number 3 is the one about ojo de tigre. And number 4, this 2-word gemstone was once ground to produce ultramarine, a deep blue paint pigment. That's number 4. And number 3, it is spheres. So spheres, balls of this precious stone, ojo de tigre, help in attaining business success. That's number 3. Number 5, citrine. Citrine, a translucent yellow quartz, is often sold as this gem. That's number 5. And number 2, this gem is most prized when its color is pigeon's blood red. Which now makes me wonder if it's like a red pigeon's blood, or if it's, less of a red. Who knows? Don't know. Never seen, actual pigeon's blood, and that's fine. I can live my life not actually having seen that. Totally fine. All righty. Let us go on then to category number 3 of the first round, which is the it was from May 2017, a Jeopardy episode from May 2017, and the category is titled Come Together, which we mostly can't right now, and so I'm doing a category on that. So the category title is Come Together, and question number 1 is this: etymological term for a gathering with a specific purpose, like a spelling competition. So what is the etymological term for a gathering with a specific purpose, such as a spelling competition? All right, question number 2 in the Come Together category. The name of this type of banquet that's often accompanied by entertainment is Hawaiian for young taro pops. The name of this type of banquet that's often accompanied by an entertainment is Hawaiian for young taro pops. Taro, taro. I tried to pick ones where sometimes in Jeopardy you need to there's a hint, a visual hint in the wording or something like that of the question, or the spelling of a word in the question. I tried to pick questions that or categories that didn't have questions that relied on a visual, since for better or for worse, all you have to look at is me. All right, question number 4 for the come together, or sorry, number three for the come together category. This meal, served at the beginning of Passover, celebrates the Israelites' liberation from bondage. This meal, served at the beginning of Passover, celebrates the Israelites' liberation from bondage. All right, number 4 in the come together category. Based on a character in the Lil Abner comic strip, a Sadie Hawkins dance has this main feature. So, based on a character in the Lil Abner comic strip, a Sadie Hawkins dance has this main feature. I feel like these are not a thing anymore. I kind of hope these are not a thing anymore, but you know, I don't think any of us are extremely close to school dance age anymore. So who knows? All right, number 5. This word for a religious festival devoted to a saint precedes things like Spain's de San Fermin. So, this word for a religious festival devoted to a saint precedes things like Spain's de San Fermin. Apologies for the pronunciation on that. It was not good. I can do the French pronunciation most of the time. Some of the Spanish I can do, and that's about where it ends. All right, let me know if you would like to hear any of the come together questions / answers repeated. Number 5 again, lovely. All right, number 5 for the come together category, the one we just did. This word for a religious festival devoted to a saint precedes Spain's de San Fermin. So something or other de San Fermin. And again, guessing that's a very French pronunciation of a Spanish term. I did do some Spanish, but that was many, many years ago. And it didn't stick the same way the French did. All right, any other repeats for that category? If not, once you're satisfied with your answers, you can hit the submit button at the bottom, and it should bring you to the second form, or it should, well, give you a pop-up, which you can then click the link on for the second form, or I can drop the link into the chat. Google Forms. Why do you have to be so complicated to get to? All right, so round 2. There we go. If you missed the link, it's now in the live chat. So I'm going to pop off screen for a little bit and do some marking. So talk amongst yourselves, and I'll be back in a little bit. I'm not yet done marking. I just have to do something on the laptop as opposed to the iPad. So continue to talk amongst yourselves. Enjoy the clickety-click of the mouse if you can hear that. Alrighty, this time, when I'm back, now that I'm back, I do have some scores and answers for you. All right, just gotta move some stuff around. All right, here we go. So first, some answers. So November question, number 1, Emma Corrin is playing Princess Diana. Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip are celebrating their 73rd anniversary. Verizon Media has sold HuffPo to BuzzFeed. The smartphone camera has come from students at the University of Waterloo. And Michael J. Fox is in a video for Lil Nas. On to gems. Oops, can't too far forward. On to gems and jewels. The hardest substance in nature is a diamond. The pigeon blood red stone is ruby. An ojo de tigre is a tiger's eye. And to get ultramarine, they used to crush lapis lazuli. And citrine is often sold as topaz. Finally, in the come together category, the gathering is a bee. That's why it's entomological. The banquet is a luau. The meal served at the beginning of Passover is a seder. The Little Abner Sadie Hawkins dance has the main feature of the women ask the men, or the girls ask the boys. And finally, the word for religious festival that precedes Spain's descent from fiesta. All right, that brings us to round two of tonight's questions. Try to do my little iPad in the drawer trick again, and it worked. All right, so again, if you need the form for round 2, it is there in the live chat linked, and it was also linked at the end of the last form, so you should be okay. If not, give me a shout, and I will again try to do tech support from a distance, which, 50-50, but it might work. But yes, the link to the form is there, and we will move on. So we're going to go to a Jeopardy category from March of 1999. And the category is common bonds. So I'm going to give you, I think they're all 3 things. Yes, I'm going to give you 3 things. There's something common to all 3 things. So you're going to tell me what the commonality is between the 3 things in each question. Oh, I switched them. That's right. Sorry. Right. I switched them. Sorry, I switched them in the form, and I didn't switch them on my question sheet. So thank you, Emma, for catching that. Yes, I've gotten mixed up. We're doing movies first. So file away that bonds explanation for next time. For next category. And look with me to November of 2018. When the category was quoting the movies. So I've done categories like this before. You are going to get a quote from a movie. You need to tell me the name of the film. Simple. So from 2015, I gotta grow 3 years worth of food on a planet where nothing grows. Luckily, I'm a botanist. So from 2015, I gotta grow 3 years of food on a planet where nothing grows. Luckily, I'm a botanist. So there's the quote. You name the film. All right, on to another film quote. This time it's from 2003. So this is film quote number 2 from 2003. All drains lead to the ocean. Nice short quote. All Drains Lead to the Ocean, from a film that came out in 2003. All right, on to another movie quote. This time it's number 3 in the category. From 2009. You're not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora. You're not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora. Name that film. All right, and on to number 4. Number 4 of the Quoting the Movies Jeopardy category. From 2013, just 7 years ago. Nobody special, somebody down there looking up, thinking about you. So again, from a film that came out in 2013. Nobody special, somebody down there looking up, thinking about you. And on to the final Quoting the Movies question/answer. From 2017, the most recent film in the category. I had no father. My mother sculpted me from clay, and I was brought to life by Zeus. From a film that came out in 2017, I had no father. My mother sculpted me from clay, and I was brought to life by Zeus. Alrighty. Any film quotes that you would like to hear again for, figuring out purposes, not just to make me say them again? Looks like we might be doing okay on the films. Oh, numbers 4 and 5. All right, so number 4 came out in 2013, and the line is, nobody special, somebody down there looking up, thinking about you. And number 5 from 2017, I had no father. My mother sculpted me from clay, and I was brought to life by Zeus. Good for the rest of them. Those were numbers 4 and 5 of the Quoting the Movies category, which was on an episode of Jeopardy from November 2018. All right, lovely. So now we're going to go to that common bonds category that I explained earlier, but I will explain it again. So this is from the March 1999 episode of Jeopardy, and it is a category called common bonds, things that are the same. So I'm going to give you 3 things. All 3 things will have something in common, and you need to answer what it is they have in common. All right, so first 3 things: corn, cowards, and the business phone directory pages. Corn, cowards, and a business phone directory page. What do all those three things have in common? Alrighty, on to the second common bonds set. So the second set is elephants, autos, and trees. Elephants, autos, and trees. What do they have in common? On to the third section of things with a common bond, something they have in common. Helicopters, lumberjacks, motorcycles. Helicopters, lumberjacks, and motorcycles. What's something that is a common bond? Moving on down the common bonds category. So the fourth one, Wilbur, Jerusalem, hitching. Wilbur, Jerusalem, and hitching. What is the common bond between those three words or those three things? Wilbur, Jerusalem, and hitching. I like that you folks are enjoying this category. I like doing sort of weird, I kind of call them quickie categories where they're not complicated questions to give you, but they do require a bit of thought. All right, and the final one for the common bonds, the final category or section, I guess. Volapük, Interlingua, and Esperanto. Volapük, Interlingua, Esperanto. What is the common bond? And now let me know if you need to hear any of those sets of things with a common bond. Once again, any repeats for that category, please let me know in the live chat category or live chat section thing. Number four is Wilbur, Jerusalem, and hitching. Wilbur, Jerusalem, hitching is number 4. Number 3 is helicopters, lumberjacks, motorcycles. That's number 3. Helicopters, lumberjacks, motorcycles. And number 5 is Volapük, Interlingua, and Esperanto. And another request, I'll do number 4 again since there are a few requests for that one. Number 4, Wilbur, Jerusalem, and hitching. Common bonds between all of those sets of 3, or within, I guess, all those sets of 3. Alrighty. Are we good to go for that one? Okay. So from there, we're going to go on to the final section of the second round, which is from October of 1990. 1990. I think this is the oldest one on the sheet tonight. So from October of 1990, it is a category called food and drink. Food and drink. Food and drink question number 1. The roe of chum salmon is often used to make what is known as the red variety of this delicacy. The roe of chum salmon is often used to make what is known as the red variety of this delicacy. All right, back to food and drink, this time for question number 2. Again, this is from October 1990, so their slogan may have changed, but in 1990, everything it touches turns delicious is the slogan of this liqueur found in a White Russian. And, per Wise Owl pub quiz rules, if you are at the Owl Acoustic Lounge and you tip your bartender a 20, the bartender may or may not give you a useful hint. It's your choice to make that risk. You never know. They might be useful. That has more impact when I'm actually hosting at the bar. All right. So again, number 2 was everything it touches turns delicious is the slogan of this liqueur found in a White Russian. On to number 3. Number 3, in the food and drink category. The vegetable that's called an aubergine in Europe. The vegetable that is called an aubergine in Europe. What do we call it over here? And question number 4 of the food and drink category. The crust of a shepherd's pie is made with this vegetable. The crust of a shepherd's pie is made with this vegetable. And number 5 for food and drink. This picante sauces ads stress that it is made in San Antonio, not New York City. This picante sauces ads stress that it is made in San Antonio, not New York City. So again, flashback to ads from 1990, if you can. And any repeats, any questions that you need to hear again from the food and drink category? What would you like to have repeated from the food and drink section this evening? . Oh, number five. Number five. So number five was this picante sauce's ads stress that it is made in San Antonio, not New York City. And I'm going to have those ads stuck in my head now for the rest of the night, or at least a certain part and a certain pronunciation of a certain line. To be fair, they weren't bad ads. They were just overplayed. Any other food and drink repeats? If not, again, once you are ready, your answers are in, hit that submit button. You should get a pop-up with a link to the form for round 3. And if there aren't any further repeats, I'm going to go start looking at the spreadsheet and do some scoring. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. I am back. I have answers. I just realized I didn't give you your scores after the end of the first round. So apologies for that. But hey, none of you called me on it, so I guess you didn't want to know your scores after the first round. But I will give you your scores after the second round once I have gone over some answers. All right. So, and it's fun to see how you did on this round. It's interesting. Very interesting. So first section, I got to flip it in my head here off of my sheet. So was quoting the movies. Quoting the movies was section 1 of the second round. Okay, so I gotta grow 3 years worth of food on a planet where nothing grows. Luckily, I'm a botanist, is The Martian. All drains lead to the ocean. Finding Nemo. You're not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora. Avatar. Nobody special. Somebody down there looking up, thinking about you. Gravity. I had no father. My mother sculpted me from clay, and I was brought to life by Zeus. Wonder Woman. All right. There was going to be a question about Wonder Woman 1984 in the November section, but then I used this question instead and figured it'd be weird to do 2 Wonder Woman questions. Too much. Plus, it would have been a bit of a hint for this question. No hints. All right, common bonds now. Common bonds. Corn, cowards, and the business phone directory page, yellow. They're all yellow. Elephants, autos, and trees, they all have trunks. Helicopters, lumberjacks, and motorcycles are all choppers. Wilbur, Jerusalem, and Hitching, they are all hosts. Volapük, Interlingua, and Esperanto are artificial languages. So if you put, because nobody actually put artificial languages, I did give a point to people who said, see how people actually worded it. So I tried to be like Jeopardy judgy on these because they're, Jeopardy questions. So Jeopardy judging. Made up or created languages. I gave you guys points for that. And for the last section, the food and drink section, we had the chum salmon roe is the red variety of caviar. The liqueur in a White Russian is Kahlua. An aubergine is an eggplant. Shepherd's pie is crusted with potato. And that turn of phrase makes it sound really gross. So apologies for that. And the picante sauce is pace salsa. Somebody put Old El Paso, which is the one that the cowpokes were very upset about because it was made in New York City. Yes. So the Cowboys are shaking their head at the team that said Old El Paso. Yeah. Okay. So I have scores at the end of round 2. Again, I forgot to do this at the end of round 1, but I have scores here at the end of round 2. So all very close. It could be anybody's game at this point. With 19 points, we have the Cunning Stunts, the bar team. 20 points to the Waterfowl Warriors. 21 to Nerds of a Feather. 24 to the Barley Mowats. 25 to the 4 remaining members, etc., etc. I had to abridge it because it was too much to write. Sorry. And 26 to You're a Quizzard, Harry. So that's where you stand at the end of round 2. Let us go on to round 3. But first, I think I'm going to do a little bit of show and tell. I was going to save this to the end, but I think I will show this to you now. I found this in the library's nonfiction section. So it's the Jeopardy book with a bunch of information about the show and the questions. This is not where the questions from. I will tell you at the end where the questions are from because it's a fabulous resource. But, if you ever want to play old school Jeopardy, you can borrow this book from the library. And there are all the questions, answers to the questions as well. Oh, look at this. The music for the theme song. So if you've ever wanted to play the Jeopardy theme, sheet music. It was published in 1990, and it's still in our collection. So Jeopardy book. There you go. Alex still has his mustache and a bit of a curly hair thing going on there. So that exists in the Main Branches nonfiction collection. If you would like to borrow it, I will return it soon. It'll sit in quarantine, and then it could be all yours. Alrighty, on to music, a musical category. Since I was doing a bunch of Jeopardy-ish things, I thought, what could be more perfect for a musical category than a round of, sorry, I'm trying to bring it up on the phone at the same time. What could be more perfect for this than a round of TV game show theme songs? TV game show theme songs. So once I bring up the right thing here, the right playlist. I was going to do it on the phone, but the problem here is I have too many Google accounts between the library ones and my own. It's a thing. It's a thing. And I made it private. Why did I do that? Okay, let's bring it up on maybe the iPad. Talk amongst yourselves. Continue to talk amongst yourselves. I'm sure you're talking amongst yourselves anyhow. Yeah, it is super extra secure. So it's such a secure playlist that I can only log into it on the computer. Just a moment. We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. All right. How's everybody doing? How's your week been? Did you enjoy the snow? You can chat with me too, just only through the chat. So, yeah, I can't hum them for you. That's that way lies madness. So, yeah. I can hum like nonsense, but that's just gonna throw you all off and just generally be embarrassing for all of us. Oh, now I have to remember my password. Oh, you know what? There's an easy way to do this. I just thought of something. I can just make it a non-private playlist. And we should be okay. Hopefully, if things go screwy on the live stream because I'm messing around with accounts, I do apologize. So. Still got a red thing. I think that's okay. And okay, that should do it. Sorry for this, folks. I thought I was more with it when I was setting this all up. It's because I've done, this is my second trivia of the week. Let's blame that. Last night I hosted a special edition Wise Owls pub quiz for the international department of the University of Lethbridge. Something I did last year. Last year I got to hang out at the zoo and host trivia. That was fun. This year it was virtual, of course. But yeah, so I did trivia last night. I'm doing trivia tonight. That's kind of maybe why I'm a little confused. Let's blame that. All right, so we're good to go. TV game shows. So I'm going to play you a theme song from a game show. You are going to write down the name of the game show. Clear as mud? All right, here we go. Hopefully you guys can all hear this. Can you guys hear that? It is probably going to be me because A, it's off of my phone, and B, it's a game show theme song. They're, they're not known for their operatic room filling sound, or at least not room filling in, a great way. So that was number one. And let us go now to theme song number two. All right, that was number two. I would like to hear the Jeopardy theme song as performed by John Williams. That would be, that would be fun. This is number three. That was number three. Hey, you know what? Maybe the factor that they're tinny and not great sounding will help stop this video from being, flagged by audio bots or anything like that. All right, number four, on to the fourth theme song. Very blocky. A lot of fun happening with that one. So that was number four. Which means it is time for number five. Which of those you need to hear again? What would you like to repeat of? They're all fairly classic. I will give you that as a hint. They're all pretty classic. Yep. 2 through 4 and 2 and 3. Yep, can do that. All right, 2, 3, and 4. So number two. That was number 2. 3. And number four. All right, and that was number 4. All right, so that was your musical interlude for the evening. Your game show theme songs, which may or may not get stuck in your head. I don't know how your brains work, but there you have it. There you have it. All right, from there, we're going to go to another Jeopardy style category. This one is from an episode in September of 1998, and the Jeopardy category is titled Critters. Critters is the category, which I don't know if I agree that all of the answers would qualify as a quote-unquote critter, but you know, who am I to judge? Just another lowly trivia host. So, critters. Number 1. The whale type of this fish can weigh as much as 2 elephants. The whale type of this fish can weigh as much as 2 elephants. Critter number 2. Critter number 2. This pit viper, also called the cottonmouth, is belligerent, so don't try to make shoes out of it. This pit viper, also called the cottonmouth, is belligerent, so don't try to make shoes out of it. I just realized I didn't put down the answer for that question, so I'm gonna have to look that up myself. I can look things up. You guys can't. Don't look it up. I can look it up. You can't. So question 2 again was, this pit viper, also called the cottonmouth, is belligerent, so don't try to make shoes out of it. How specific do you need to be for number 2? Like I don't need like the Latin name or anything like that, but there's another very common name for a pit viper or a cottonmouth. What is its other name? Pit viper, cottonmouth. What is the other name for it? Apparently, just reading some more things. I'll tell you all about it later. I'm learning facts. They will be shared. All right, number 3 in critters now. Critters number 3. This substance is fed to all honeybees in the first 3 days of their lives, then only to future queens. This substance is fed to all honeybees until they are 3 days old, and then it is only fed to future queens. All right, number 4. Number 4 is a Jeopardy multiple choice. Of the water flea, the fish louse, or the sandfly? The one that isn't a crustacean. Of the water flea, the fish louse, or the sandfly, the one that is not a crustacean. And our final critters question or answer. This crocodilian found in India is sometimes called the gharial. This crocodilian found in India is sometimes called the gharial. And gharial is spelled like that. I don't know if that helps, but that's how it's spelled. This crocodilian found in India is sometimes called a gharial. Alrighty, and which of those lovely critter questions / answers would you like to hear again? Repeats for the critters category. Are we good? You guys are feeling confident about the critters? Oh, number 4. All right. Number 4, of the water flea, the fish louse, or the sandfly, the one that is not a crustacean. The water flea, the fish louse, or the sandfly. And that was number 4. All right. So I think that brings us to the end, which on your sheet is called general knowledge, but in proper Jeopardy stylings, I'm calling it potpourri. Or as I think I heard them pronounce it once. I think Alex actually pronounced it potpourri or something, for which I firmly blame America. Potpourri, the potpourri category. Oops. So potpourri question number 1. According to the nursery rhyme, it's when the cradle will rock. According to the nursery rhyme, it's when the cradle will rock. And the cradle will rock is in quotations because it is from the nursery rhyme. So according to the nursery rhyme, it's when the cradle will rock. Potpourri question number 2. This type of foot seen in medieval images of the devil may have come from the god Pan. This type of foot seen in medieval images of the devil may have come from the god Pan. Question number 3 in potpourri. In 2012, this model and Project Runway host launched her Truly Scrumptious collection for Babies Are Us. In 2012, this model and Project Runway host launched her Truly Scrumptious collection for Babies Are Us. I have no idea if it's foodstuffs or clothing or like other baby accessories. But yes, the collection is called Truly Scrumptious. And in 2012, you can find it at Babies R Us. For all those, infant fans of Project Runway. Question number 4 in potpourri is our obligatory sports question for the evening. This type of horse race began as a contest toward a church tower. So again, it's the obligatory sports question for tonight, November 19th. This type of horse race began as a contest toward a church tower. What is the name of that horse race? And yes, I like doing sports questions that aren't very sporty. If you've played for a while with the Wise Owls pub quiz, you will know that. Mini trivia, however, does tend to lean harder into the whole sports thing, just because of how I do the questions. So if you like sports questions, mini trivia, 9 p.m. Instagram Live at LetLib every Thursday, except for the Thursdays when I'm here instead on YouTube. Potpourri question number 5, the final question of this evening. After Elizabeth's death in 1603, the crown passed to King James, the first of this royal house to rule England. Started with some royalty, ended with some royalty. After Elizabeth's death in 1603, Elizabeth I, of course, the crown passed to King James, who was the first of this royal house to rule England. And that was question 5. So, potpourri category being wrapped. Would you like to hear any of those potpourri category questions again? Any potpourri repeats? Any requests for repeats? Are we good? I think we're good. Excellent. All right. Well, hit submit when you get down to the bottom of that form, the final piece of the form. I think it just gives you a thank you at that point. It shouldn't give you another link because there is no extra section. Oh, number 5. Yes, I can do number 5 again. So potpourri number 5, final royalty question of the night. After Elizabeth's death in 1603, the crown passed to King James, who was the first of this royal house to rule England. All right. And the one thing I'm going to leave you with, because this obviously was very useful to me this evening, pulling these questions together in tribute to Alex Trebek. There is a fantastic website called the J Archive, the Jeopardy Archive. I guess I should say the J exclamation archive. And what it is a fan creative archive of Jeopardy games and players. So it is all of the information you could ever want about Jeopardy episodes from the first season to the current season. And it's absolutely delightful if, you were a trivia nerd, which I'm guessing most of you are. According to their website, they have 406,801 clues and counting. So yeah, do check that out if you want to go down a rabbit hole of super fun Jeopardy trivia times. And while you wait for me to return with final scores and answers, talk amongst yourselves. All right, friends, I have information for you, both answers and scores. Okay, so first off, some answers, some knowledge for you. Also, I will have a survey up very soon on the library's website. So if you have done mini trivia or if you have done this, the Wise Owls pub quiz virtual edition, if you have done any of those since August or so, if you wouldn't mind going to lethblib.ca, lethlib.ca, there will be a link to a quick survey, hopefully painless, that you can fill out. It does help me with proving the value of programs like this, finding out what you want from the library in terms of programming and whether you're really, getting value out of what we're doing. So I don't have it up yet, but it will be up later in the week. Do please fill that out if you get a chance. I would appreciate that. So some knowledge for you in this lifelong learning program that we run. The game show theme songs. The first was Family Feud. The second, The Dating Game. Third, Deal or No Deal. Fourth, The Newlywed Game. And fifth, The Price is Right. Those were our 5. On to critters now. Critters. The whale type of fish is the whale shark, the shark. The pit viper, aka cottonmouth, aka water moccasin. I would have also accepted black moccasin, but I don't think anybody would. The substance fed to all honeybees, and then the future queens is royal jelly. Of the water flea, the fish louse, or the sandfly is not a crustacean. And the crocodilian, also called the gharial, is the gavial, Gavial. So if you're in India, watch out for gavials. Potpourri now. The cradle will rock when the wind blows. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock is the correct order of the lines. The type of foot in medieval images used for the devil is a cloven foot, or a cloven hoof. But cloven was the important part. In 2012, this model in Project Runway started a baby collection, Heidi Klum. And the horse race is a steeplechase. And finally, after Elizabeth's death in 1603, King James became the first of the royal house of Stuart to rule England. So there are your answers for tonight. I hope you didn't know the answers to begin with. You learned something new. As always, well, the goal is to have fun, but the bonus is you learn something, right? All right, so final scores for tonight. No ties, which is always lovely for me. So we will start with 29 points going to the Waterfowl Warriors. Yay! It's not as impressive when I'm the only one applauding and I don't have, a bar to back me up. 30 points to the Cunning Stunts, the bar team. Yay! I need like a little applause sound effect. Maybe I'll work that out for next month. 32 points to Nerds of a Feather. Yay! I'm just assuming everybody else is applauding along with me. 33 points to, and this is for third place. For third place, 33 points to the Barley Mowats. Yay! Second place with 34 points goes to You're a Quizzard Harry. Yay! I'm feeling redundant with my clapping and yays, but it's all good. It's all good. And I had to write down the full name of the team so that I could actually say it because they won this evening with 37 points. It is the 4 remaining members who survived SARS-CoV-2. So congratulations. Yay! Thank you all for coming to the program, wherever you may be. Thank you for tuning in. Again, Wise Owls Pub Quiz happens here on the library's YouTube channel the 3rd Thursday of the month. And so next month, December, will be the final one for 2020. and that will be on the 17th of December. The 17th of December, I will be back here on the library's YouTube channel, streaming live. If you have people you know who have missed tonight's trivia but would still like to play, the video does go up in recorded fashion on our page, so you can tune in to relive the questions or share them with somebody else later. Quiz your friends. It's kind of fun. And otherwise, other Thursdays, I am over on our Lethlib. So at Lethlib is our Instagram channel, and I'm on Instagram Live. Mini trivia is just about an hour-ish. It has to be under an hour because that's when Instagram cuts out on the live stuff. And that one starts at 9 o'clock. So Wise Owls Pub Quiz starts at 8. Mini trivia starts at 9, but it's shorter. It's also more chaotic and a little bit sillier. Not that this was super serious. And I hope you will join me over there as well. So thank you to you all, and have a good night.